Hey everybody, how are you doing? My name is Tyler Lloyd and this is my YouTube channel where I document my personal development journey, all the things I learn along the way and the many struggles that I experience. If you're interested in personal development, hit subscribe below. If you are interested in minimalism, maybe give this video a thumbs up, or if you just have general curiosity about minimalism, because that's what this video is about, because for the last 30 days, I have been doing the 30-day minimalism game, decluttering my life, but seeing just how far I could push it. And it was definitely a whole lot more challenging than I thought it would be. Before I get into the actual stuff that I decluttered and the stuff that I removed from my house and my life every single day over the past 30 days, what is the minimalism game? Well, it's produced by the Minimalist, or they came up with it, or at least they popularized it. And here is the information that they have on their website. You know, it says, find a friend, family member, coworker who's willing to minimize their stuff with you next month. Each person gets rid of one thing the first day of the month, 2 things on the second day, 3 things on the third day, and so forth. And then it says, whether you donate, sell, trash, or excess, every material possession must be out of your house and out of your life by midnight each day. It's an easy game at first. Anyone can purge a few items, right? But it grows considerably more challenging by week 2 when you're forced to jettison more than a dozen items per day. They're definitely right on that. And it keeps getting more difficult as the month progresses. And then whoever keeps it up the longest wins. Well, how did I do? To cut to the chase, I definitely succeeded. I made all 30 days, and that ends up being 465 items that I decluttered over the past 30 days. And here is what I removed. On day 1, I minimized this tree, which I tried to salvage from my apartment's trash room for many months. But after about a year, I just had to call it. It's got this weird kind of mildew thing, and even though I want to be someone that has lots of plants, and I do have lots of plants, this one just wasn't going to make it, so I decided to minimize this plant. Then, after the plant, I moved to my closet, a place of clutter for a lot of people, and started minimizing there. The first items were 2 sweaters, which are perfectly fine sweaters, just not ones that I find myself wearing. I tend to wear the same hoodie or one sweatshirt over and over again and don't get a lot of use out of these. The next day, on day 3, I minimized my Dwight Schrute costume. That's what I wore this year for Halloween. On day 4, got rid of 4 t-shirts. Again, perfectly fine t-shirts, but I have a drawer full of t-shirts, and these are ones that tend to sit at the bottom because they don't get into the rotation of t-shirts. Then on day 5, had this pair of pants, this shirt that I got at a race, a free t-shirt, the dress shirt, and another dress shirt that just didn't see a whole lot of use. Then on day 6, a pair of socks that I don't wear, a tie that I don't know when I got that, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and then 2 belts. On to day 7, 2 pairs of shoes, this little gizmo for a camera, this rubber weight thing, a retractable saw, a pair of floating croquis, and a Google Home. Then on the next day, got rid of a tent that is no longer waterproof, a ceramic mug, a spatula, 2 little plastic containers, a whisk, and 2 little camera straps. Then on the next day, got some gloves, another pair of gloves, a bag that I've never really used, a buff that I got from a race, a hat that I've had forever but never really used anymore, and then some reusable bags. We have a bunch of them, so no longer need these ones. Then got rid of these weights that I got for free that have just been sitting there. This water bottle, a case for a hard drive, a Ethernet cord, a sleeping pad, a camp pot, a light, some knives for camping, and then a frozen Monopoly game, which we got for Christmas. I apologize, Mom, if you're seeing this, but we thought that we would send it to Goodwill and then maybe someone who would really enjoy it, so we're getting rid of that. On to day 11, this little camera accessory, a flash, a camera strap that I no longer use, a kind of after race jacket that I've never used, a running water bottle, a book that a friend gave me that I read, a rocket notebook, and then two books from Peace Corps that I've been holding on to, a plug for a Mac charger, I've got several of these, and an adapter for a microphone. The next day went into a stack of magazines, about half of which I've read, but many that are just sitting there, and that comprised the next 2 days for day 12 and day 13. And then getting rid of some books that I read or no longer needed to reference. I know this is a hard point for many people to get rid of books, but a book was part of day 14, along with 2 mugs, some beeswax, a weenie whistle, a wicker tray, this Dremel, that book, and a few DVDs, and then a happy birthday sign. Oh, and then 3 light bulbs. We now have a bunch of LED light bulbs, so we'll be finding some place to put these to give to someone else. And then I've got some packages of medicine trials that I got from my doctor that I don't need anymore. Glasses case, a reading light, a bunch of cases for lens filters I don't really need, other magazine, some adapters for micro SD cards, this case that came with a camera strap, I think, and a bag of magnets, and that is it for that day. And then at this point I had to kind of go back through my stuff. It was starting to get a little bit more difficult. I have this piece of wood that I've used for some photography, planting labels, or plant labels, this case that my tripod came in that I never use, a bunch of postcards and note cards that I've held on for a while, but I'm going to be just using them, so that's how I'm going to get rid of them. I can write people letters and then just send them off. A bunch of underwear that I've had for many years. Don't really need all these extra pairs of underwear, and they're getting a little rough. And then now on to my Pez collection. I thought that this Pez collection was going to be like the last few days of me getting rid of stuff, but this game has been a little bit harder than I thought. And yes, I have a whole lot of Pez dispensers. I was really into them for a while. It started off, I would get them as a gift pretty much for every single holiday, and it went from there and then became a collection. But I'm gonna post these on eBay and see if anybody wants them, and if not, then they will go to Goodwill. Yes, more Pez. I have a whole lot of Pez machines. Three full days worth of Pez machines. And for day 20, I have a bunch of decorative gourds. So it's day 21 and I've definitely come up against a wall. I'm gonna have to kind of go through stuff again, things that I sorted through and thought that I would keep. I'm probably gonna get rid of some of that stuff now. And I'm really wishing that I had counted some of those packages of things as multiple items. Really regretting that I let those numbers pass, but I'm not gonna go recount them. I'm pushing forward. Day 21. This bag I got at a race, this box that I've been holding on from a hard drive that I don't know why I was keeping, 3 regular light bulbs, 2 more Pez machines. Yes, the Pez keep coming. I think this is the end of them though. 3 marble balls, these decorative balls, and then a whole bunch of these little plastic or clear squares that are used for doing product photography. On the next day, got rid of this case for my computer that I never use. I just slide it into my backpack. This toothbrush case, another case for glasses, little bags from Warby Parker. Then those little earbud pieces that you get if you ever get headphones. I've been holding on to those for no reason, so getting rid of those. Some pins, some collar stays that no longer have partners, some cufflinks that I don't wear, a ring, some keys that I have absolutely no idea what they go to, and some more rings. So a bunch of little doodads that were hiding out in a drawer. Then I've got a dish drying mat, 2 oven mittens, some coffee filters, which are the wrong size, and then 3 glass bottles that I got with kombucha in them that I've reused a few times but no longer need, a thermos, a knife sharpener, some glasses, some buttons, a keychain, a metal ball, a little pair of scissors, this stamp with a T on it, another cord and another exercise rubber band, a little necklace charm, and a remote for my camera. And back into my closet again, looking for more stuff that I convinced myself the first time that I needed to keep. Pair of sandals, pair of old hiking shoes, pair of jeans that I've worn right through, some more t-shirts, a sweatshirt or sweater, scarf, more ties, and then some books, and even more books. These are actually my books, my book Service Disrupted that I wrote. You can buy a copy on Amazon. I ordered these and been meaning to give them away to people. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I've got a speaking event that I'm going to. So I'm gonna hand these out to people who like a copy, because they're doing no good sitting in my apartment. And then the game just keeps going. So from there, I've got these 2 glasses, these 2 pots that plants came in, that I no longer need. And these little Velcro things, a candle, some lens cleaning cloths, 2 paper bags, another magazine, a DVD, a piece of twine that I've been holding on to, and then a whole bunch of dead batteries that we've just been holding on in the drawer. So I'm gonna need to take those to a recycling facility to get rid of them. Then I've got 2 badges from conferences, and then a whole bunch of these bags, little decorative bags that I don't need, so those are going. And then a straight razor holder or case, and then a whole bunch of straight razors. I have actually a collection of them, but they're kind of just all been sitting in a box, and these are ones that aren't my favorite. So I am gonna get rid of these and just keep the ones that I really, really like, or that mean something to me. And now, a whole bunch of coins. Coins from mainly Thailand. I think there's some from China, Canada, and then I think there's some euros in the mix too, even though I've never actually been to Europe other than the airport. But getting rid of this change, maybe I can give it to someone who is going to one of these locations. And then this blender, we got a new blender. This one has just been sitting, collecting dust. And then a whole bunch of these little clear balls that I got for doing photography things with that I've never used. So just gonna get rid of them. And then more coins. Day 29, a whole bunch of SEFA, which is the currency of the majority of West Africa, or French-speaking West Africa. From my time in the Peace Corps, it's quite a bit of SEFA actually, so I'm going to see if I can get this exchanged, but it's not doing me any good, sitting in a drawer. And then lastly, finally, the very last day, which is way more than 30 things, but a big giant stack of save the date cards for my wedding. And that rounds out the 30 days. Okay, now that you've seen everything that I removed over the past 30 days, I want to give some caveats. I didn't play the game strictly by the rules. For one thing, I didn't get rid of stuff every single day. Usually I would do it in big batches, a few days at a time, over the weekend, or when I had some time. And also, I didn't get rid of the stuff by the end of the day. Because I live in an apartment building, I don't have a car, and I wanted to donate the vast majority of the stuff, and I had to save it all, and then I'm gonna end up renting a car or getting a lift to Goodwill or a drop-off location so I can donate it. I don't wanna just throw it in the trash. And then some of the things that I got rid of, like some prescription medicine samples, some old batteries, and some glass jars, that stuff is recyclable or it needs to be disposed of properly, especially the medicine or the batteries. I'm not just gonna chuck those in the trash. You definitely shouldn't throw away your medicine. There's a proper way to dispose of it, so Google that. And there were a few things that I thought that I knew people who might enjoy them, so I gave them away. So I definitely didn't play the game in the strictest sense. And then I've got a few items that I'm going to try to sell, but if no one bites on eBay, I'll just end up donating it because I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. It wasn't serving me. But the game was much harder than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna have those Pez machines be the last day 30, but I had to use them way sooner. Didn't think I was gonna use that change, and I was kind of holding on to it, but then I started thinking, well, this money isn't really doing anything for you, so I'm going to take that to a currency converter, especially the SEFA from Burkina Faso, and just get some cash for it because that'll be of more use to me. But overall, I really enjoyed doing this and challenging myself. And it's funny because my fiance said that she really didn't notice a difference in our apartment. Because a lot of this stuff was in drawers, was in closets, and it was tucked away. It wasn't stuff that was out in our apartment. But that's, I think, what a lot of people have. It's stuff that is tucked away that they don't think about, but it's still clutter. It's still stuff that you have to upkeep and maintain that while you may not think of it as adding stress to your life, I think it does to some degree, especially if you have to move and move all that stuff. And this is a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't really using, that if we decide to move, I would have to pay people to move the stuff that I don't even need, which is absolutely insane. If you feel that I cheated a little bit with how I counted stuff, especially on day 30 with all of those save the date invitations, let me know down below. If you have done a 30-day minimalism challenge, also let me know down below. And if you are interested in anything related to minimalism, let me know down below. Or if you absolutely hate the idea of it, how about you let me know down below? Just comment. I just love it when you guys comment, so if you could just comment down below, that would be great. That's all I have. If you're interested in further videos or future videos about minimalism, personal development, self-experimentation, hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you've made it this far. Thank you very much, and catch you later.